Is Friday, 2:30 p.m. Thank you for watching us on THV 11 Plus, which could be a very long afternoon and evening for a lot of Arkansans as we look at our third considerable risk of severe weather this week, fourth overall, but we have a moderate risk of severe weather that is an area of central Arkansas, northern and southern Arkansas. This has just been one right after the other.
Yeah. Today, it's been a huge temperature turnaround. This morning, it was feeling cool out there in the 50s. There was some fog. It wasn't real humid. Now the sun has come out. Now the temperatures are really going up in a hurry, and it's humid out there. So now we're getting more into that tornado weather situation, Tom, as we've got that front slicing its way right through the heart of central Arkansas. Look at the temperature difference. It's 53 in Harrison. No tornadoes expected there as of right now, but it's 86 in Camden, 82 in Arkadelphia.
87 in Monticello.
And this front is going to continue to make its way off to the north. So just because you're saying right now it's still cloudy and it doesn't feel humid out there, things will be changing. This front will push all the way into the Ozarks, setting the stage up for some ugly weather over the next several hours developing.
And that's one mechanism, along with an area of low pressure that is along that frontal boundary. And everything's in place. All the parameters are there. And I had my fingers crossed, hoping that front would stay over southern Arkansas. But within a matter of 30, 45 minutes, it pushed through Pine Bluff and made it into the Little Rock metro area. And storms do like to develop along boundaries. We've had some colossal supercells that have produced tornadoes in the past on frontal boundaries, on warm fronts and stationary boundaries. So we're going to keep an eye on things. Just to set the stage here, along with the potential risk for severe weather today, of course, flash flooding. I know that I've heard that word, generational flooding, once in 25 or 100 years. So I know a lot of people are on edge with the potential for heavy rain and flash flooding, along with that threat of tornadoes that could occur this afternoon. Let's take you to Storm Track 11. Skies have been breaking up. We're getting some daytime heating. And if you recall on Wednesday, those storms began to develop in eastern and southeastern Arkansas in areas where we had a little bit more clearing and more sunshine. And that's not good news. The more sun, it's not good for us.
It's basically adding gasoline to an area, and all you just need is a match to light things up. So we call it storm fuel. This is really building into the atmosphere just because of all that sun. The warm, humid conditions all favor the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms that will be developing over the next few hours. The big question is, Tom, what kind of storm mode are we looking at? Because it'd be great if we just see storms fire up all over the place.
And absolutely.
Then they compete with one another. That would really downgrade the chance of these discrete supercell features. That's what we're concerned about out there once again today, ladies and gentlemen, would be those lone cells that are all by themselves. They can travel for a long period of time. They can become intense. Those are the culprits that can produce the strong tornadoes.
I do want to address this. We get a lot of people commenting, asking, hey, what time is all of this going to happen? And we're scared. We're on edge. There's a lot of storm anxiety out there. And let's just say that you got to have a way to receive severe weather information and get to your safe place as quickly as possible. Now, like Nathan said, we're not saying there's going to be a tornado outbreak today, but it sure feels like it in some regards. And looking at the parameter that we have in place, it favors some strong long track tornadoes. So if you're watching us on THV 11 Plus, maybe you're on the app right now and you can also stream us there, YouTube, Facebook Live. We're going to be here as long as it takes, once again, for you tonight and possibly into the early morning hours tomorrow.
That is a possibility,
Let's hope that it doesn't go that long in that storm mode. If we can get a lot of cells and a lot of rain, that would really help. But it just looks like tornado weather out there. It feels like tornado weather in Arkansas.
We have high confidence we are going to see storms.
Right.
Everybody's most likely going to see rain, and it will be heavy rain evolving going through the late evening into the overnight hours. Before this heavy rain arrives, though, that's when we have that potential of severe storms and also that tornado potential. So it's a small window. Now until probably about 8 or 9 o'clock. That's when that tornado watch is until. Now they could issue a new tornado watch down the line getting into the later hours of this evening and also tonight, but we don't know how everything's going to work out. This is now casting events for the most part, just watching how the radar looks like, the satellite looks like, and also how the ingredients are starting to come together here in the natural state. We've got storm chasers that have come from all around the country, have come to Arkansas because they are expecting the possibility is there.
He mentioned the tornado watch. In case you're new to it, the tornado watch has been issued, and this is the area that is under that watch. That does include the Little Rock metro area, Searcy, Clinton, Russellville, Arkadelphia, Hot Springs, Texarkana. The watch is in effect until 9 o'clock, and this goes in line with that level 4 out of 5 or moderate risk of severe weather today for the potential of tornadoes. Could be some strong long track tornadoes this afternoon. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We just want you to be prepared. Make sure that you have many different methods of getting the severe weather warnings that may come about. And what I want to do is go back to radar real quick, because we are beginning to see activity develop in and around central Arkansas, just to the southwest of Little Rock. And
we've had some showers roll through already.
Those were the areas that may pop. So here we go. We're looking at Garland into Saline County, around Pulaski County, White County.
That's starting to get a little more energy to it as it moves off to the northeast. And the one thing today, usually supercells go from the southwest to the northeast. These cells today are going more from the southwest to more of a northeast direction. So it's a little bit different, but basically if you do have a storm that may produce a tornado, I think you're going to see rain, heavy rain, hail, maybe a break in the precipitation, and then the tornado comes. If it's a well-wrapped hook echo signature, because the supercells are pretty much coming almost from the south moving to the north. So you have to know what's happening to the south and southwest of you for today to give you a heads up on what may be headed in your direction.
Behind us, I'm looking out into the garden, and the sun is out. There's not much in the way of any cloud cover out there. That's not good. Destabilization taking place. Wind fields do promote rotation, large hail, and tornadoes today. So we're going to keep an eye on radar. That's one of the reasons we chose this afternoon 2:30, is we thought we might see stuff beginning to develop, and the timing through 9, 10 o'clock tonight. And then a heavy rain situation. And we can't stress this enough. If you're someone out and about and you're going to be driving through heavy rain, there may be an opportunity for the road to get washed out. So turn around, don't drown. The prom season's in effect. I know some proms that have been postponed because of what was forecast.
I think it's a good idea.
I do too. I think it's a smart move.
When you have this much risk involved, you don't want to take unnecessary chances.
No, not at all. Let's go to Storm Track 11. Let's break this down to what we're looking at for the afternoon hours. You've got, I can't tell from here because of my glasses, but which one are we looking at first, Nathan?
So we are looking at the storm fuel, or what's known as the convective available potential energy. And what I just want to highlight is, you see these big numbers. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. There's a lot of lines going on here, but you see how the numbers increase from North Arkansas, and then once you get into Central Arkansas, it almost looks like a contour map that you would see if you were going hiking or something like that, topographic map. So you see these numbers really start to go up, 4,000, 4,500. For a severe thunderstorm to happen, really all you need is 1,500 in this type of parameter space. So we're going well above that. And as these numbers get higher and higher and higher, what this tells us is if a storm can explode into the atmosphere, it could be 50, 55,000 feet. This tells us we could have really strong updrafts develop. Now, as for a rotating updraft, we'll take a look at some other information, such as the significant tornado parameter. And there you go. Once again, the bullseye is right over Central Arkansas for the most part. We talked about the violent tornado parameter from Wednesday night and how that was so significant. Well, look what's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. So anything that can really take off right now here in Central Arkansas and Southwest Arkansas does have the potential of producing significant rotation, which could lead to a strong tornado. Once again, this is not a guarantee. It's just all the ingredients are there, and whether or not the cake will rise is the big question. And there's always some limitations, so we'll have to watch the radar closely over the next several hours. that window of opportunity for tornadoes to really develop and supercells to really develop here in central Arkansas and anywhere that tornado watch has been issued is from now all the way until about 8 or 9 o'clock. So things could get quite dicey pretty quickly.
Let's go back to Max 1 and share the storm timeline, and this may vary just a little bit if you're wanting to know. This could become a late evening into the nighttime event, so between 1 and 10 o'clock northwest Arkansas, fairly confident about that, and depending on the speed of this line, from 1 o'clock this afternoon through tonight.
Through the night, yeah.
Through the night.
Whether or not it sticks around till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll just have to wait and see how everything comes together. But yeah, it could be an early morning situation. There could still be tornadoes that develop right along that line of heavy rain.
And then tomorrow there's still a threat of severe weather over the southeastern part of the state. So again, we've got a lot going on here these next couple of days. Stay weather aware, make sure that you have your safe place ready to go, and have a few different ways to receive severe weather information. You're joining us on THV 11 Plus this afternoon. Nathan Scott, Tom Brannon, as we have pretty much all week, starting off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even leading up to today, we've been trying to prep you for what's to come, and today is the day. It's a higher risk for central and western Arkansas than it is eastern Arkansas. We had the higher risk on Wednesday night. So we're here, we're going to keep a close eye on things, and if these storms start to bubble up, then we'll just keep it on, and if we get a tornado warning, we'll break into our main channel. Okay.
All right, we could go to Storm Track 11. This is a different model. This is known as the Warren Arm Forecast System by the National Severe Storms Laboratory, which is a part of NOAA. And this model is very much high resolution, and they only place it in certain sectors when there's potential of severe weather. Today, that sector is right over the natural state, right over Arkansas. This model is always updating. It's almost about every 30 minutes or so. But what we're looking at is the potential of, as the day wears on, where storms may rotate. So you see the scale there from the light blue, and then it goes into the greens, the yellows, oranges, and reds, which indicates a higher chance of rotation if any cell can develop in that location. So this is what it's saying as we go throughout the afternoon hours. You see the reds coming in from northeast Texas, and then those reds really start to develop potentially over Pope County, Van Buren County, Searcy County, and then also into northeast Arkansas. So right now, this model is saying the best chance of rotating storms until about 6, 7 o'clock is going to be just to the outskirts of Little Rock Metro. Don't take this as absolute truth. That line could be a little farther to the east than what you're seeing here. We'll also take a look at some of the model data when we look at the different types of solutions for where it says storms will be located. And this is several different models I'm going to show you here, but I'm going to take you through just one point in time on what this specific future radar is saying. So let me go ahead and put on the reflectivity. Let me make sure I chose the right one here. I don't think I chose the right one. That's a paintball reflectivity, so that's going to take some time to load up. So this is looking at a composite view. And we'll go back here because the 19Z is not loaded in just yet. So let's see, as we go through time here, you can see those storms start to bubble up, and you see those little cells trying to develop. I'm going to show another one here. I don't like that one. Let's take a look at this one. This is the one I was looking for. So these are different solutions of the same model. We'll go here to about 21Z, 22Z, so that's going to be 5 o'clock or so. And you see this model is showing the potential of definitely supercells. There's individual cells popping up over west central Arkansas, over northwest Arkansas, and even down into maybe southeast Arkansas. Supercells, they could have hail. They most likely will have hail. Are they rotating supercells? Are they tornado producing supercells? We just don't know. But here's a different solution of the same model as we go into the same time frame. All these solutions are coming out with supercells. So that's why our confidence in the potential of storms producing supercells is definitely getting higher and higher as the afternoon wears on. Not one model is showing we're not going to have at least a few supercells out there for this afternoon. Once again, it may just be hail, and it could be big hail. It could be tennis ball to baseball size hail with some of these supercells just because we have a lot of storm fuel in place. But the big concern is, are we going to have tornadic supercells, Tom?
Well, I can tell you that there is a tornado warning in northeast Texas, and it kind of goes in line with what you were talking about with the features developing just to the west-southwest of Arkansas. Let's go back to Max 1 and live radar, or 1 hour loop, excuse me. I almost said live view radar. That was here when Ed was here.
That was before my time.
that was, yeah, live radar, or 1 hour
Old
loop
habits
here.
die hard.
Northeast Texas, storms have really flared up there. We're still looking at the area, western Saline County, that may come together. Also up toward the Clinton area. Now, that warm front has not made it into the Van Buren County area, at least not yet. National Weather Service says it's through the Little Rock area, and it's kind of bisecting central Arkansas. So everything south of that boundary, everything's primed and ready to go. But get an idea, those storms in Texas, and they'll probably hold together and move into Arkansas here this afternoon.
We can look at the current observations on Storm Track 11. And when you take a look at Storm Track 11, you've got the wind barbs, or the lines with the little lines that shows a difference with the winds coming in. Think about arrow, where the wind's coming from. So all these arrows are pointing from the southeast for the most part until you get to Searcy County and also around Harrison. Those arrows are more from the northwest. So this tells us that the front is now pushing its way over the Ozarks, the Boston Mountains. It's passed through Conway. It's passed through Searcy, Russellville. Your temperatures will start to warm up very quickly. And once that front makes its way through, you're in the warm sector of the storm, and that's when we have to watch out for severe weather chances to be on the increase.
You're watching THV 11 Plus. Nathan Scott, Tom Brannon, thank you for hanging out with us today. I do want to over-communicate this to you if you're watching us from maybe your phone or your TV at home. If we do get warnings, tornado warnings, we'll break in on our main channel. Plus, we'll be streaming here all afternoon and evening long to pass along what you need to know about the weather. But let's say we get toward the evening hours, nighttime hours, and you want, and I hate to say this, go to bed. Not many people are going to be sleeping, but we do have a few ways that you can receive information along with your phone. We have Weather Call, and I've got it on Max 2, just to give you an idea. If you text the word call to 501-376-1111, then you'll receive some information on how you can sign up for Weather Call. This is just another way to keep you up to date on where the warning is in your location. This is a specific area. If you have a polygon and you're within that polygon and a tornado warning is issued, you're going to get that call saying you need to take shelter immediately. Tornado warnings, flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. Text call to 501-376-1111. I'll tell you that it is a paid subscription. We don't benefit from it, but it's about $1 a month. Okay, so what is that worth to your family? So find out more information about that. Weather Call, our THV11 app, THV11 Plus. There's just so many ways to receive information, and a NOAA weather radio will come in handy today as well.
Along with that number, if you text the word shelter, we'll send you a link for all the shelters that may be available in your location. You see 501-376-1111. Text shelter. Leave out the quotes. You don't need that.
Just, no quotes.
Just put in shelter, and you'll get a direct link that will help you try to choose what shelters are available in your location. And also that same number is how you can send pictures and videos in our direction if you are affected by storm damage, or maybe you have some cool clouds you want to show us. Always think about your safety first. That is the main thing. We do not want you going outside and getting hit in the head with a hailstone, or taking chances, because once again, these cells are going to produce an abundance of lightning, and you don't want to be outside when all this lightning is around, Tom.
So let's run through it one more time. This is the risk today. The moderate risk, I'm thankful it didn't go high risk, but still 4 out of 5 is fairly high. And that covers up a good part of the state. If you live in Batesville, if you live in Searcy, Clinton, Russellville, Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sherwood, Cabot, Beebe, McRae, Hot Springs, Benton, Bryan, Alexander, down to Arkadelphia. You are under that moderate threat of severe weather, and a good part of Arkansas still has the enhanced risk of severe weather for the day today. And again, we are talking about the threat of some tornadoes, long track tornadoes, strong tornadoes. We can go back full on that if you want to there, Roger. Just to break everything down for you, the tornado, if we have them today, could be long track. We had them the other night. They were long track and they were storm. I'm not trying to scare anybody. Y'all just need to make sure you got a safe place to go. And that hatched area does indicate within 25 miles of a point, you could see a strong tornado, EF2 or stronger. Then you've got the hail. Nathan was talking about the hail. The hailstones, 2 inches in hail diameter or larger than that. There's just a lot of fuel up there for the hailstones to develop. And winds of greater than 60 plus miles per hour in thunderstorms, up to 80 as well. But there's not really a hatched area for that, but we could see a lot of wind. So we have it all. We talk about all modes of severe weather. Those are your modes, but then the flash flooding is an issue. Flash flood watches remain in effect. We've had some flood warnings. The rivers, they're filling up.
Yeah.
So there's more than likely going to be some flooding to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch out for just copious amounts of rain out there later tonight into Saturday as this line of storms really starts to emerge from West Arkansas and just slowly takes its sweet time to get here into Central Arkansas. Let's go ahead and just show what viewers can expect with the one model, just to give you an idea of how things could play out there for this evening and also tonight.
Okay, so this is our high resolution model. This is one of our in-house models, and it depicts that storms will start to get underway by 3 o'clock, and any of those storms in west central Arkansas could be individualized supercell thunderstorms. And as we progress through the afternoon and evening, 4, 5 o'clock, we begin to see them line up just a bit. Lots of heavy rain with these storms, possibly an embedded tornado. Then as we head through 7 o'clock, if this model is correct, Nathan, it will be entering the central part of the state and the Little Rock metro area. And, you know, I hope that it's linear. I would rather deal with straight line winds than those supercells that could produce tornadoes.
Yeah, and we could still see embedded tornadoes within that line. So don't let your guard down just because we're talking about a line of storms means the tornado danger is over. It's just a little bit less intense, hopefully.
By 9 o'clock, that line, very slow moving line, is crawling from west to east and will dump torrential rainfall through central Arkansas. By 10, 11 o'clock, it's still on top of us. It's almost as if it gets stuck. And there'll be another wave tomorrow that will come along and help push it along. This is by 2 o'clock in the morning. That's concerning. That is, because that sets up to be a heavy rain threat all night into tomorrow morning. By 3 o'clock in the morning, heavy rain occurring just to the east of Little Rock. And then we'll have...
It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's stuck there like it's stuck on that boundary. Another wave coming our way for Saturday, and that should spell an end to it. But it could be another rough afternoon for parts of southeast and south central Arkansas. If that model holds true, then not only the severe weather threat, but the flooding threat as well.
You look at that model, Tom, and that could be easily rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour. That sits over a location for several hours. Someone is going to get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of rain tonight alone, if that is the case.
Man, let's not even think about that. And then we get the system out of the way, we'll quiet things down a bit, but notice the blue color in northwest Arkansas. Some colder air is going to come in behind this. So there's a possibility that we could see a little bit of snow on the back end of this in northwest Arkansas. Talk about all modes of weather in April. I mean, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
The rain looks like it's going to linger through the day for parts of the state as well, but Monday we should get back to some sunshine.
I know we're all focused on severe weather, tornadoes, that gets a lot of attention, but you do not want to disregard the chance of major to potentially catastrophic flooding in some parts of Arkansas if this all verifies. The rivers can't handle it. We've already seen locations with 3 to 5 inches of rain. You add on 10 to 15 inches of rain, and that's all going into one tributary, one creek. You've got some big problems, and that's going to turn into a raging white river Whitewater River situation.
Yeah. And that's what makes this very dangerous. The flood alerts cover all but except southeast Arkansas, but notice the number of rivers that already have flood warnings.
And that's just out of abundance of caution.
Yeah.
That's because what the forecasts are saying right now, they're expecting those rivers to rise rapidly. Most likely we're going to have problems with the Saline River, with the Washita River, with the Buffalo, the White, the Little Red. Anything pretty much in this area in Arkansas will be susceptible to seeing major to possibly catastrophic flooding.
I talked to Craig O'Neill. A lot of you remember Craig. You remember Craig, don't you?
Yeah, he's all about the Spring River.
Yeah, the funny old guy. Yeah, exactly. Well, he and his family, they have a little cabin up on the Spring River, and I called him this morning. I called it. How did I say it? It was a welfare check on him because they like to go up and vacation. Well, he was at home, and they're keeping a close eye on it. He said that water is forecast to crest about 6 feet away from his front door.
Yeah, that's a little too close.
That is a little too close, but it has flooded their cabin before.
Yes.
That's why, we say, hey, that's some dangerous stuff there, Spring River. Flood alerts, let's take a look at our rain forecast. This takes us through Sunday, and just incredible
might be able to
amounts.
fit the graph in there, or maybe we should edit it to see if the graph gets in there.
Let's see.
Because the graph and the high resolution rapid refresh model, is more detailed with the resolution. The GFS, the European, the grid size is more spaced out, so we're not getting those fine details that the HUR can depict. But if you can't show it, I can pull it up here.
I would love to show it, but that little, there's your...
Because the HUR should be, there it is.
There we go. There's the HUR in the graph.
Yeah, so
there's your graph.
That's, they're all saying the same thing. Don't take these numbers as exactly what you're going to get, but it's painting out a bullseye, potentially right over central Arkansas, Tom. I mean, 10 inches in Little Rock, that's going to be a big problem. The Cantrell Road, Riverdale.
Yeah, all that floods.
That is going to be flooding.
Highway 10 out near the garden center out there, Good Earth. There is a tributary there, and it floods when the rain falls heavily. So yeah, you're right. We're going to see some street flooding out of this. And let me just show I thought I would show you the HUR. Okay, there we go. So this is what the HUR, both of them are indicating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look at the legend. 12 inches potentially right through Saline County into Faulkner County. That'd be devastating for Conway. That's always deals with flooding in that one location. So if you live next to a small creek, you need to watch it, because that could become a raging river going into tonight and also tomorrow if this certainly does verify. Everything we're looking at, Tom, says we're going to get buckets and buckets of rain.
So it's not just the severe, it's also the flooding. I want to take us back up to live radar in just a moment. We intended for this to stay on for 20 minutes from 2:30 to around 3 o'clock, so we got a couple of minutes, but let's do a little radar jaunt before we sign off. But if we do get tornado warnings, we'll jump right back on, or if we see storms start to rotate, we'll be back on THV 11 Plus and provide the information to you. Still with that tornado warning in northeast Texas, storms still trying to come together just to the west and northwest of Little Rock. There's a storm that may grow into something, and we'll look for this activity to try to develop here over south central Arkansas. Just a watch right now, no warnings.
Nothing too concerning at this time,
Not
but
yet.
You got to watch all these little kidney beans, because it just takes one storm to go wild, really tap into the fuel and develop into a huge supercell. That is a possibility today. And then also you got to remember, you probably won't have a severe thunderstorm warning at first. It's going to go this little tiny shower to a storm intensifies, tornado warning.
We went from nothing to a severe thunderstorm warning the other night in 20 minutes. So they will explode very quickly. And that was in northeast Arkansas. It was also the area that was primed to get the worst of the weather, of which it did. Looks like a few more counties have been added to the tornado watch in northeast and eastern Arkansas.
Yeah, so we'll have to see.
Those would probably be extended.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely past 9 o'clock, I would think.
Let me just take a look here real quick.
But once again, you have to stay weather aware.
10 p.m.
Okay, so not too bad.
Not too bad. But the rest of us are under a tornado watch until 9 o'clock tonight. All right, so there we go. we're going to get ready for our afternoon and evening. It is just about 3 o'clock, but we will be right back with you. If we get severe thunderstorm warnings, we'll jump on THV 11 Plus, and tornado warnings, of course, we'll go to THV 11.
And this is going to be the resource that you're going to find all the coverage right here, streaming on THV 11 Plus or on the app when we go live. And if your TV doesn't work or something, you can always watch us right here. We've got you covered.
All right. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We hope that we've helped you plan out the rest of your day. Stay safe, everyone. For Nathan Scott, I'm Tom Brannon. We will see you shortly.